Hello, this is Darkmoon Doll, and I wanted to talk to you about a dream I just had. I literally just woke up. So if you haven't noticed, this is Dream Talk. Dream Talk's a show where I share my dreams that I have with you, and you share the dreams you have, and I show you how I decipher them and try to make sense of them on this show. I just woke up from the dream. It was very, very intense, and it was about basically centering around these children with psychic powers, and they spoke in Spanish. It seemed like they were very angry with the adults, and it was very interesting because it took place in a house that I grew up in, and I just saw these children just ganged up in the middle of the living room, looking at the adults, like wanting them to leave. One of the kids just kept saying "repita, repita" in Spanish. I think, well, it sounds like repeat, like I don't have to repeat. I don't want to repeat myself. It was like a ringleader, one of the kids, that kept looking at the adults, telling them to leave. And it was intense. It was an intense ass dream. I just literally woke up from it, and I wanted to. Sometimes it's hard to record things, writing it down. Sometimes it's good to do video. So that's another option if you're wanting to record your dreams. If you don't have any pen and paper around, if you have a tape recorder or a video camera, you can sit there and record yourself talking and discussing your dream. There's a lot of dreams I have like that on this channel because you can't get around to writing, and sometimes when you first wake up, it's hard to write anything down because your brain is still adjusting to being out of the sleep world, the dream world. So it was a very intense dream. How did it make me feel when I woke up? It made me feel really anxious, but now I feel a little drained. And then what else did I want to say about this dream? I just felt a need to get up and write it down. I did want to write it down. I'm going to write it down, but put some lip balm on. But the fastest way to record it can be just like what I'm doing right now. What I felt from this when I woke up, I started thinking rainbow children. I don't know if you guys know about rainbow children. I did do a video talking about them. I do want to share some info about them. I'm going to look up online. But rainbow children are supposed to be the children with the advanced psychic abilities that were born 2000 era, like the Y2K babies. And they're an interesting bunch from what I've read. I believe I did that video on rainbow children on my Healing with Color channel, I believe. But this is something that's actually, to me, I've witnessed with certain children, especially because when I used to babysit, when my son was a baby, born on 2000, the year 2000, I was meeting a lot of babies in similar time. So I observed all of these children, and I noticed that some of them just stood out more than the others. And my son is definitely one of those rainbow children. Some people don't like to have labels. I didn't used to like to have labels, but in this world we end up with labels anyway. Black, African American, African, Africana, you know what I mean? We all have labels. But yeah, the rainbow children, what they have to say about them is really, really fascinating. That's what I pretty much learned about the rainbow children. They're star beings, star children. They come down on this planet with advanced knowing. They know shit, and they're not afraid to share it with you. And I observed that with these children when I used to babysit. Um, they would get really mad at their parents because their parents weren't listening to them. They're busy off in their own world and not really keying into what's going on with these children. There's some intense shit going on with them. So here's a little something that I can read to you about rainbow children. It's just a website that's called Star Children, and I'll leave the link in the description below. So, rainbow children. The rainbow children are the third generation of special children that have come to help humanity evolve, different from the indigo and crystal children. Rainbow children have a few more interesting characteristics. The rainbow children are generally born in the year 2000 and above. In some cases, there might also be a few scouts that came to Earth before 2000. The few rainbow children that are here today are born from early crystal scouts that were born in the 1980s. As the name implies, the rainbow children come to Earth with a few more other spectrum of ray color. They are born of the ninth dimension of consciousness, the dimension of collective consciousness. As many people might have experienced it, the rainbow children bring joy and harmony to the families. Unlike the indigo and crystal children, the rainbow child is born to smile, which is accompanied by their huge hearts that are full of forgiveness. The rainbow children generally recovers from the state of negative emotion quickly. That is also an important key that they hold, emotional mastery. Rainbow children are psychic and have the ability to read people's feelings. The gift is usually revealed as they grow older. Oh, definitely. It's definitely the case with my son. I noticed that. Rainbow children are psychic. Beyond this, and perhaps more so, they have strong wills and strong personalities. Their gifts do not stop there. They are known to be natural healers and instant manifestors. It is said that whatever they need or desire, they can instantly manifest. As would be expected, they have a connection to color. In fact, they resonate with the colors around them. They are drawn to color, colorful surroundings, and brightly colored clothes. Their energy is expressed in other ways too, as they are high-energy children. Their enthusiasm is demonstrated in their creativity. The rainbow children are thought to be the builders of the new world using divine will. So these are some characteristics that this author, and if you could call her a metaphysician, Doreen Virtue. I have one of her books. There's other people that discuss rainbow children, crystal children, indigo children, but she's been the one that's been like the poster woman for all of these different categories of psychic children that come down to this planet. I don't agree with everything she has to say, but some of what she has to offer when it comes to explaining the dynamics of these children, I feel like I can agree with. So here's some of her characteristics of the rainbow children. So very few children incarnated. Parents are crystal adults, never incarnated before. No karma, do not choose dysfunctional families. They are all about service. May have big eyes like the crystal children, but they are totally trusting, entirely fearless of everybody. So, bringing in the healing rainbow energy previously brought through Reiki, Qigong, and pranic healing, and other hands-on healing. Crystal children could also be very high energy. So they're talking about crystal children. That's weird. Have strong personalities, be creative, and can instantly manifest anything that they want or need. I don't know why they brought in talking about crystal children when we're talking about... Maybe it's just because I'm waking up. When I read the description for crystal children, I felt like it applied to me. But some people will say, some authors or metaphysicians will say the crystal children are the ones born in the 80s. Some will say that some of the earlier ones came down in the 70s, in the early 70s. And when I read the description of crystal children, felt like I could relate to that. So we'll see. So at a young age, the rainbow children are able to express their needs and wants. These children actually own a great deal of personal power. Rainbow children may be misinterpreted as stubborn. However, that is our misconception. Rainbow children are born with knowledge on proper character integration. This will develop depending on their parents, because the character integration will change if there is negative programming given to the child. As a rainbow parent, the idea is to recognize what positive traits your rainbow child holds. Rainbow children will also have immunity against junk food. Most rainbow children are able to handle mutated cells and food products, which may result in poisoning. This is considered an important ability, as most people may not recognize the toxins contained in junk food, and the rainbow child can take and process these types of foods with no problem. This is because of the blood that the rainbow child claims, or carries, which has the ability to cleanse the toxins and unwanted bacteria in the food and air. So a rainbow child may have a lot of physical clearing in the beginning stages of life. This will change once they grow older and learn how to clear ethereally or spiritually. Astonishingly, the rainbow children came with no karma. Rainbow children will enjoy the life on Earth, learning with absolutely no strings attached to their past. This is because they do not really continue from any previous side of reincarnation. This is also why they have a very high energy frequency and physical energy. Yeah, my son does. The rainbow child is very hyperactive. They can run the whole night and really tire you out. This is a problem that parents of rainbow children might face. The purpose of the rainbow children is to complete the final stages of the foundation that the indigo and crystal children have made. The three children, indigo, crystal, and rainbow, each have a specific task. The indigo children are to break down the paradigm of the traditional thinking. Then the crystal children will build their foundation on the broken paradigm. Finally, the rainbow children are here to build on to what the indigo and crystal children began. Few writers have written on the rainbow children because of their current status as toddlers. However, this is an old article, obviously, because my son is not a toddler anymore. He's actually, in his late teens. So, yeah, I've read about these different categories throughout the years, from when he was young, a baby and all that, and it did really fascinate me, but I never really shared my viewpoint on it much until like more recently down the line. Some people aren't ready to hear things like that, or don't care about hearing things like that. It's too alternative in thinking, and a lot of people are still very conventional in their thinking. So parents of rainbow children should understand that the children are special, and parents should appreciate the gifts they have. These gifts will help you evolve as they evolve with you. The rainbow children are just starting to show up on this planet. Well, there are already some scouts around. More rainbow children will arrive as children of the crystal children, and also when humanity raises the vibrational frequencies and universal consciousness of the concept of oneness. I don't know about all that, the concept of oneness. It's hard for all of us to get through this crazy, chaotic world right now. I think there's a lot of tension between older generation, new generation type of shit. And a lot of times, the older generation wants to just boss around the newer generation instead of asking them if they'd like to hear what they have to say, instead of just forcing advice on them. That's what I've noticed. about a lot of parents when I was around parents, and I felt like these children are probably not indigo or rainbow children, and they're being treated with disrespect because a lot of the parents that I was around, it seemed like they just wanted to get away when they would meet up with the parents and children. It just seemed like the parents wanted to just separate off into another segment of the room or out in the park and just let the kids go. And a lot of times that's not good. It's good to be able to supervise the children to see what's going on, because there's a lot of nefarious things go on when you get a play group going together and parents just go off into a circle and start knitting and crocheting. And I noticed that me myself, I prefer to go and hang out and watch the kids and just observe how my son is interacting with other kids and how the kids are treating him and how the other kids are treating themselves, you know. And it was an interesting dynamic. There's some kids that are just very destructive in their thinking and very angry and mean and taking it out on other kids. These kids, you look at their parents, and the parents aren't really focusing in on them that much. They're just stressed out and tired. And that leaves for a child that has these psychic abilities probably to be very angry and feel unloved and uncared for. So that's something I just observed. But yeah, if you guys are interested in learning more about this type of, you know, I wouldn't say phenomenon, because it's just something that's supposed to happen, I feel like. I never really understood when I was a kid why I would know things before they happen and why I would have precognitive dreams. I didn't have the terminology for it when I was a child. So it just scared me, and I knew that I couldn't share this information with my parents because both my parents were severe alcoholics and they had a lot of emotional unresolved issues of their own. And I came from a really big family. So it's easy for a certain person who has psychic abilities, pronounced psychic abilities, to be ignored. And when you're ignored, then you're just off on your own, and you gotta just kind of accept what it is that you're seeing if you don't understand it. And that's a very scary reality for a lot of these kind of children with these. I'm not trying to say they're better than anybody. I'm just saying they're just more aware of things around them, keying into seeing it on their face, emotions on their parents' face. The parent says, "Oh, I'm fine," but they can tell that they're not fine by the look on their face and by the quiver in their voice or whatever. They know that there's something going on that their parents aren't telling them. But most parents want to spare their child any kind of grief that they're going through, so they'll just say, "Oh, I'm doing all right," instead of just telling them what's going on. There's a way of telling your child what's going on without giving them too much info that they don't need to overwhelm them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I just literally woke up because I had to get that dream out. It really affected me, and I felt like it was important, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. If you guys have had any dreams like this, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you're interested in having me give my viewpoint or my perspective on your dream, you can become a patron on my Patreon at patreon.com/darkmoondoll. I'll have the link in the description below, and I could do a video just giving you my viewpoint of your dream. But I always tell people, I'm not your dream interpreter. You need to learn to be your own dream interpreter. And the way you can do that is by trying to write down your dream when you wake up. Or if you can't write it down, videotape it, and then you can write it down later. And then, or you can record it if you have a tape recorder. That way, because dreams aren't just mindless things. They're us processing information that we've seen through the day. It's also us tapping into our psychic abilities and our knowing. Because sometimes in the waking world, we can't see things that are really obvious and right before us, right in front of our eyes. So we're given the dream world in order to explore what's really going on in this waking world. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing to this channel. Thanks for the likes and shares. And thanks for your kind comments. Like I said, feel free to leave any dreams you've had that are similar to this. I'm just curious as to how many people have had dreams that they felt like it was a connection to that whole idea of the rainbow children. They're here and they're sensitive and they want to be respected, but a lot of times they're not respected. And when children, just in general, when children aren't respected at a young age, they can feel like they don't matter and that the parents don't like them. This is like a foundation. Being a parent is the foundation where it all starts for a child. And as they grow up, they remember these things and they carry it with them. So do your best as a parent to help your children, especially if you have a rainbow child. Do your best to help them through this world and listen to them as much as you can. Sincerely listen. I know parents are tired because we're doing so much all the time, but you have to take time out and really listen. Listen to what your child has to say because it's important. And if you don't listen, then they're going to feel like what they have to say and what they think isn't important. And it's going to diminish who they are on this planet and why they came here in the first place. So thanks for joining me for Dream Talk. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful Saturday, because that's what day it is today. And yeah, record your dreams so you can understand what's going on in your waking world. Alrighty, until next time, Brother's blessings to you all.